graphics I got. I would do some motorcycle, like for instance on the video I tried to do earlier today, I tried to, I was going to give some tips on like riding a motorcycle, but my battery ran out before I could get to that, so sorry. And I would do it just now, but it's night time, you can't see very well, so I'll leave it until daytime before I give any tips. Oh yeah, in this area. After this little village up here, there's a crossroads called Bree Crossroads. It's like what you Americans would call an intersection. And it's got these like weird infrared type sensors on the top of them that like, I don't know if it probably does it during the day as well, but I know when I come through them at night time, the traffic lights only change or like go into their timer thing when a car trips them, you know, like it can tell that a car is waiting, so it will change the light. However, as I have came to realize the hard way that a motorcycle does not trip it. So last night when I was coming home from work, I got to the crossroads and the light was red, so I waited. And I waited, and waited some more, wait a little bit longer, and still it didn't change. And I noticed that all the other lights around the crossroads had changed, and I was like, oh, surely it must be me next, but nope. I waited even longer and still nothing happened. So eventually it got to the point where, you know, hopefully I'm not breaking the law in doing so. You know, I've been waiting here. I was literally there for, I timed it, it was something like 12 minutes. I was sitting at this red light. Most people wouldn't even wait that long. And the light still didn't change, so I was like, okay, I've waited long enough. I'm gonna have to run this red light. So I made sure nothing was coming, obviously. I tried to do it as safe as possible, and I ended up just running the light. No, it's the only way I was getting home. So I hope to God that if there was any CCTV cameras that caught me doing that, I can only say I'm sorry, but I had to do it. And here we are. This is the infamous traffic lights I was talking about. Hopefully my bike will trip it this time. It's worked a couple of times, like I don't know how I do it. Like maybe I sit in the middle of the road. Or go up slowly, let it catch me. Okay, we'll see if it... Yeah! It worked that time. Road is kind of creepy at night. It's like a really long country road. It's mostly straight, and it's right now it's like huge open fields, like massive open fields. And usually at night it gets really foggy and you can't see anything. You have to come along this road 60-mile-an-hour speed limit. Usually I have to come along this road about and when it's foggy, about literally 15-20 miles an hour, you can't see a thing. But tonight, it's nice and clear tonight. I'm doing the speed limit, 60. I don't tend to speed, like, I don't tend to speed at all, but if I do, I don't tend to do it at night after work. Like, I like going slow at night after work because, you know, I find it relaxing, and usually I'm tired, so a nice leisurely ride. And after the open field bit, we get to it's like forests on both sides, so I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's the movie Dog Soldiers that's set in Scotland, where I'm from. It kind of reminds me of that, so it kind of freaks me out. Hopefully the wolves can't run at 60 miles an hour. Another thing, this camera really messes up my night vision. You can dip your headlights, you know, you prick. That's one of my biggest annoyances on the road at night coming home from work. Most people do dip their headlights, but you get people that only dip their headlights for cars because bikes are insignificant. Where I would say it actually affects a bike more than it affects a car. Like somebody comes up me with their high beams on, in these roads I literally can't see a foot in front of me. It's really dangerous. Try to think of some other things to talk about. This is mostly just a test video, to be honest. Like, I've been trying to get a decent video on this camera to test how good it is for the last couple of 2 or 3 days. I can't seem to get a good one. Like, the camera angle has been fucked up a lot of the time. And just today I managed to fix the camera angle a little bit. I don't know how it is tonight, because once I fixed the angle, I held it in place with some duct tape. Like, my camera setup is basically, I'm using an old helmet, one that I don't use very often, so I can modify it. And the padding around the chin, like the leather type, it's not real leather, but it's, you know what it is. It's kind of like, you know, there's padding around the front where your chin is. And I basically cut a square hole, like the size of the camera. And the camera fits nicely in there, and it can actually it holds in place like without the duct tape, but sometimes it can move around back and forth when you go over bumps and stuff. So I secure it with duct tape, but tonight I haven't done that, so I don't know if the angle is going to be fucked up or not. That's another thing that guy in my work was talking about when I was doing my videos. Like, he found it funny at first, like he was like, "You do what?" No, that, but after he thought about it, he was like, "Man, that's pretty cool." And then he says, "However, you know, you better be very careful, because the police, I know that they keep an eye on YouTube now. You know, they watch, make sure people aren't breaking the law in their videos." And I'm going to try and not do that, but, you know, I don't want to get in trouble.